Hi, I'm Senator Malcolm Roberts and I'm with Ross Konowalenko. Did I get that right?
You certainly did, well done.
I'm going to call him Roscoe from now on, okay? So he's our candidate for One Nation in the coming state election at Pumicestone electorate. And today we've been at Bribie Island listening to people in the north of the island.
That's right.
The centre of the island.
Yep.
The southern part of the island.
Yes.
Beachmere.
You've been busy.
And we're now at Sandstone Point, had a good look around here.
That's right.
It's a hell of an electorate, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a jewel of the southeast Queensland.
Okay, and tell us a bit about yourself. What's your background?
Well, with my background, I was over 30 years with the police. I was part-time with the Army for about 40 years. I was also a school teacher for 12 months after I retired from policing. After that, I've been the last 6 years as a correctional officer at the Woodford Correctional Centre. While I was doing that, I was volunteering as, I've done the last 3 years SES, about 10 years with St John Ambulance here at
So you've had a lifetime of serving the people?
Basically, yep. Love it, absolutely love it.
Okay, and that means you're able to listen?
Not only listen, but also analyse problems, analyse situations, and be there to help people. I mean genuine help.
So you would have helped people and been with people at the time when they were very, very low?
Yeah, or vulnerable, and at times when they really did need a hand up rather than to be put down.
And you're also a marriage celebrant, so you've been with people at a time when they're very, very high?
Exactly.
Okay. So what are some of the issues facing the people of the electorate?
With the electorate, as far as security goes, and people seem to think you need more police, more police, more police. With our 10-point plan for One Nation, with law and order policy, what we also need is not only just advances in technology, but in refinements in the way that police do their duty. For example, if there's a particular incident that takes 3 hours to complete, if police takes the police off the road for that 3 hours, if we can reduce that down to 1 hour through the extra technology and revision of techniques, then that's an extra 2 hours out on the street, which means a higher presence, less crime.
So it's working smarter so that police can work smarter rather than the police working harder or longer or hiring more people so that the taxpayers have to pay more. You just help the police to be more efficient. And
the police do an excellent job here, I know, because I was here for 6 years. I did at Caboolture and Bribie Island before I retired from the police, and I know they're good, hard-working, honest people, and we need to support them and give them all the support we can get.
Well, I wrote a lot of notes today. One of the issues that did surprise me was the property rights issue that people raised at Beachmere. That's stunning. I mean, that's just disgraceful. That's theft of people's land.
Certainly is, and I actually made a submission to that to council about 6 years ago when it first came in, when they decided to rezone the area to floodplain, and absolute nonsense. The
Moreton Bay Regional Council's not listening, certainly not serving the ratepayers, and neither is the state government. It's just atrocious. They've stolen about $12 to $15 million worth of value off Chris, for example.
And they can't get justice. Every time they try and get a justice or try and get some sort of a outcome or fairness, none. Because as soon as the money stops, bang,
and that's
support stops.
That's typical of a Labor government in this state. It's just a ruthless machine behind us, behind the Premier in particular. And things like energy prices are affecting people as well.
Yeah, well, I can't understand why the government was able to reduce electricity by $200 at this time, put a freeze on water prices for the local constituents. Why didn't they do that a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Why do it now?
Yeah, what they need to do is drop electricity prices by a lot more than that. They need to halve electricity prices at least, because they're ripping off $1.5 billion every year from the taxpayers, from the electricity users of Queensland. $1.5 billion from the generators alone.
Well, and the thing is too that government needs to be more transparent, and especially agencies that support government, the electricity, water or whatever. You know, how many people do they have there? How much do they really need to be paid for what they really do? What are they actually producing for the consumer?
Last question.
Yes.
Why One Nation?
Why One Nation? I love it. Only because Pauline is an absolute inspiration. Not only have I researched and been a member of One Nation for over 7 years now, but I've also studied Jefferson, Mahatma Gandhi,
I know what you mean. It's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't think of it.
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher. That was Margaret Thatcher. Yes, and And when you have a look at what those people have done and putting service above self, it's inspirational, and that's exactly the reason why I've joined One Nation, because that's exactly what Pauline does, and that's also a good work that you do as well in the Senate.
Well, it's about being with the people, listening to the people, and then having the guts to fight for what the people are wanting.
And the other good thing is that we all work together. You may have noticed that when we go on the markets, there'll be 3 or 4 of us working together. Yeah. And there's no factions within the party, and the party's got a good solid structure to it at the present time. It's a honest, good group of people that are trying to do the right thing by Australia and by Queensland.
And there's no back room in the One Nation Party. It's all up front.
It's all up front.
And the other critical thing is honesty and integrity.
Integrity.
So congratulations on your nomination, and we want to make sure that everyone in Pumicestone votes 1 for Ross Konowalenko, or if you can't understand that, Ross K, okay?
On election day, vote Ross K. You got it.
Okay.
And thank you for your help. Very much appreciated, and your support, that everything you do for Queensland. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Good on you.